Hi, this is Jason Lundgren, and welcome to Collection of DVDs, Episode 5. In this episode, we're going to dedicate this whole DVD collection of mine to one of today's biggest comic names. It's not the guy you see in front of the camera as much as you see him off the camera, and his name is Judd Apatow. Let's get started, shall we? First up is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Although he didn't create the show, it was Paul Feig that did. But he's one of the executive producers that made it happen. And that show is called Freaks and Geeks. Here's the front. Two sides. And the back of the case as well. Ooh, whoops. And the back of the case as well. And here's more stuff that's inside. There's Linda Cardellini, if you haven't seen my last video. She plays Lindsay on that show. And there's her little brother in that show, played by John Francis Daly. He is Sam. Weird. Alright, and there's the others. It's a 6-disc set. There's, for the ladies, James Franco. Martin Starr plays Bill Haberchuck. Jason Segel, who plays Nick Annapolis. Sam Levine plays Neil Schreiber. And Seth Rogen in his TV debut as Ken Miller. So there's 6 discs in there. And there's another show that also didn't get the recognition it truly deserves. It's also lasted one season, but it has a huge cult following like the last show. And it's Undeclared. Here's the front. The sides. And the back of the case as well. I'm so used to doing the one-sided ones. And it's also has multiple discs, so I'll see the multiple discs. Alright. Here's a cast of Undeclared. There's Jay Baruchel, Carla Gallo, Seth Rogen again, Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy, Monica Keena from Freddy vs. Jason and Dawson's Creek, and got this one guy at the bottom where he played some type of character. I haven't watched the show as much as I did Freaks and Geeks, but it's still a very good show. Okay, and here's the cast members of that show. It has 4 discs. Alright. For the movie portion of Judd Apatow, he got his directorial debut in 40-Year-Old Virgin. I'll show it to the DVD right now, and it stars Steve Carell. He just got done with his first season of The Office in the U.S. He also has a supporting role in another Apatow-produced movie called Anchorman, but before that, he made his breakthrough in Russo Mighty as the weatherman, or not the weatherman, but the news reporter, which Jim Carrey mocks Steve Carell in that. So, here it is. One of my all-time favorite movies, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Here's the front, this side, and the back of the case as well. Here's another Judd Apatow directed film, Knocked Up. It's Seth Rogen's first starring role in a film, although he appeared in many Apatow projects prior to Knocked Up as a supporting character, but this is his first crack at being the star of a feature film. So here's the front, this side, and the back of the case as well. Although it's not as good as the 40-Year-Old Virgin, I did really like the comedy overall. It's just, my only problem with Apatow films in general is because they're overly long. I wish I could cut it down to just 90 to 100 minutes, and it'd be perfect. That's how great comedies Judd Apatow is. He could have been made perfect movies, although 40-Year-Old Virgin, in my opinion, is his opus to this day, and that's his debut. It's kind of like the same I felt about Kevin Smith and his movie The Clerks. So sometimes it's hard to surpass your first film. But we'll have to wait and see with Judd Apatow since he's doing This Is 40, which is coming out this Christmas. So I hope it does well. I'm going to go see it in theaters. Next one, he didn't direct the film, but he did produce it. It was directed by Greg Mottola, his cohort for Undeclared. As he directed several episodes. So here it is, Superbad, which stars Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse as McLovin. So here's the front, the side, and the back of the case as well. I have to admit though, this is like one of my, I don't know if it's in my top 100 movies in a long time, but if it is, it's probably like in the lower end of the list because, like I said, it's more of like like a comedy for, you know, like they have comedy for chicks, like chick flicks mainly, but I think it's more like a guy flick. But it's a very, very, very good one at that. Next up, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Apatow didn't direct this one either. It was directed by Jason Segel's best friend and Undeclared collaborator, Nick Stoller. So here's the front, this side, and the back of the case as well. Okay, next one, The Pineapple Express, starring Seth Rogen and James Franco, returning to working with Judd Apatow since Freaks and Geeks, although he had a cameo role in Knocked Up. So here's the front, this side, and the back of the case as well. I love this, like, when they combine, like, action and comedy. But the thing about it is, though, it's like, it would have been perfect if it wasn't so slow-paced at times. There's some scenes that could have been deleted scenes, but other than that, it's a fairly solid, good movie. It's one of those, like I said, total guy flick. If you're into, like, weed smoking, action films, it's basically a cross between Cheech and Chong and action movies from the 80s and 90s, a little homage to both, you know, the stoner films and the action films. So Seth Rogen and James Franco, they were a great pair. And also, my favorite performance is James Franco. He did a great job as Sal Silver, the drug dealer. So kudos to him. I hope he gets to be in more Judd Apatow films someday. Okay, the next one, and the last one, it's the reason why I like this movie. Like I said, it's a great film. I laughed throughout it, but this film in particular is over almost 3 hours. Like I said, you could cut down half the scenes. It would have been perfect. So here it is. Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen in funny people with Judd Apatow's third directed film, starring his wife Leslie Mann. So here's the front, the side, and the back of the case as well. Alright, for the next episode, we're going to be doing some football, because football season's around the corner. So I'll be bringing, like, DVDs from the library, which is mainly Super Bowl DVDs, and I'll see you later. Bye.